Most of the people bring a camera, a thermos, but really few bring a good binocular. That's sad, because a good binocular can change how you experience the nature. My name is Matti and I'm working as a dog mushroom guide up in northern Sweden, and today I'm going to show you how you choose the right binocular for outdoor life. To bring a binocular and using it, it's like adding an extra sense. You can see things earlier and you can see things on longer distance and details. Here is a trail where we go with the dogs during the winter. Now you can't cross here, too wet. It's a little bit windy out here, so I think I go back a little bit into the forest and take a cup of coffee there. So the first number on the binocular is like on this one is 8x or 10x, it can be 7x or 12x. But this small vortex, for example, it have 8 times magnification. And this one, the series one, have 10 times magnification. It makes you coming 10 times closer to the thing that you are looking at. So the good thing with the 10 times is that you come closer to what you're looking at. And the downside with the 10 times is that it's a little bit more shaky and you really had to sit down maybe and hold it to be able to get a good view. And 10 times works even for standing, but it's really good when you're sitting. If you have something that's 8 times, both of these are 8 times, two similar binoculars, and then you don't come as close as with the 10 time, but you are a little bit more stable when you're looking. It's not so shaky. You get a bigger field what you're looking at. That can be good if you're searching for some animals on further on. Then you can look at a bigger spot, but when you find it, it's also good to have something that have more magnification like this one 10 times, because then you can really see what it is. And then we have the second number, and that is the diameter of the front lens. So this one is 10 times 42. It makes it 10 times bigger, and the front lens is 42 millimeter wide. This one, for example, it's 828, and then the front lens is 28 millimeter here, and it makes you coming 8 times closer. The good side with the small front lens is the size, of course. The downside with the small front lens, 28 or 21 also exists, is that it's much more difficult when it's dark. You need much more light if you want to be able to see things. Then a 42 millimeter makes it much easier. We should also know that the magnification makes it also less good in dark. So for example, a binocular that has 7 times magnification is better in low light than something with 12 times magnification. So if you have something with higher magnification, you usually need a bigger front lens. So everything comes with ups and downs, as you know. And a good binocular for low light is something like 7 times magnification and a 50 millimeter front lens, but that one is kind of heavy. So we look at my old binocular, that's Optichrome 8x42, and this is 650 gram. Today is not good if I compare to the other ones, but it was probably cheap and it had been through a lot of shit actually with me. So this comes on over 600 gram. Then we look at the Sirio. This is 10x42. So the front lens make the size bigger, as you see. But this Sirio 10x42 is 580 gram. It's lighter than the first one, but it's also bigger front lens than the Vortex, for example. And then we look at the last one, the Vortex 8x28, and this comes as 430 gram, and that in comparison to the Sirio that was 580 gram, you can see the difference. This tiny one, much more packable. I easily fit it in the pocket here on the hip belt on my big backpack, and this is the one that I very often bring in my camera bag, or on hiking trips where wildlife watching is not the biggest thing, or if I want a lightweight backpack. If I go on a backpacking tour or canoe tour when I want to, and I know I have time to watch more wildlife, then I can carry a bigger one. This is also the one that's following the car, the big ones. I put links to all these things down in the description so you can find them by yourself. I don't put links to this one because this is so old and you should not have it. And then another tips is the strap. And you have seen I use not the strap that follow the binocular. I use a Peak Design strap, and that have some connection things here. So I can easily connect it like this in the binocular. I use the same strap for my camera. So when I go hiking, I carry one strap for my camera, for my binoculars, and I can have this one is my sturdy one, the heavy one, and I also have some smaller ones, some lighter ones at home. It's very nice with coffee together with the binocular, because then you can sitting down and watching the nature. Actually, all the binoculars are kind of useless if you don't have coffee. I have to admit that. Now I've been talking so much and all the animals have run far away. But normally when you're sitting like this alone in the forest, it's good to look into the forest and adjust the sharpness back and forward, because suddenly you see something. It could be elk, it could be a reindeer, or a brown bear, or even a troll actually. But it's really good to not only use a binocular when you have a big view, also use it on dense area like this. Because if I put the binocular here now, for example, I can easily see to the other side of this small wetland down here. And I can see if some big animals are moving there. But now I've been talking and chatting so much, so I will not see anything right now. When you choose a binocular, if you want a tiny one, don't fool yourself and get the cheapest one, because if you pick a cheap tiny binocular, they are really useless when it's low light and it's no sharpness in them, and then you will not use it. So you should choose a binocular that you actually will use and bring with you out. And if it's a tiny one, this one is like 200-300 euro, and it's, for me that's who working with this, it's affordable. This one is a little bit bigger, but it's also more magnification, and it's not either the most expensive one. So this comes like, I think 300 euro, something like that. If you go for a Swarovski like this, it's 3 1,000 euro maybe more, I don't really know. But if you have a Swarovski, do you really want to bring it? Of course, the Swarovski is very high level of quality, but this one is for me affordable, and that's important because I very often handed over my binocular to my guests on the tour, and I bring it in my dog sled, and they're living a tough life, you know. So you should pick a binocular that fit to your way of doing outdoor life. And if you have more questions about binoculars, maybe I can answer them. Please leave a comment down below or just write something. It's just fun to read them. We try to answer as many comments as possible. If you want to see more videos from our life up here in the north, you should subscribe to the channel. If you don't want to see it, then you should of course not subscribe.